3 days before the wedding, I unexpectedly acquired the ability to read minds. The first thought I heard was my fiancé's. After the wedding, I'll divorce Rachel and then marry Sophia. I froze. Then I heard the bridesmaid Sophia's thought, that stupid Rachel is still doing my makeup, not knowing I'm carrying her fiancé's baby. My name is Rachel, I'm 26, and I'm the creative director at an advertising agency. In 3 days it's my wedding with my boyfriend Daniel. We'd been together 5 years, he was gentle and attentive, and I had always thought I was the happiest woman in the world. But that was true until this afternoon. I was in the bridal shop trying on the wedding dress for the last time when a sharp pain stabbed my head, like being pricked by a needle. When the pain subsided, I could suddenly hear the voices from outside the fitting room. After the wedding, I'll divorce Rachel and then marry Sophia. Besides, the prenuptial agreement is signed, she won't get a penny. That was Daniel's voice. I froze in place, thinking I must have misheard. Then I heard another familiar voice, that stupid Rachel is still doing my makeup, not knowing I'm already carrying her fiancé's baby. Daniel, who do you think our baby will look like? Sophia? My bridesmaid Sophia? My legs went weak and I almost fell. At that moment the fitting room door was pushed open and Daniel walked in smiling. Baby, what's wrong? You look awful. I looked at the concern on his face, a wave of nausea churning inside me. Those words weren't a hallucination, I'd really heard their thoughts. It's nothing, maybe I'm just tired, I forced a smile. Daniel came over and hugged me. You've worked hard. Hold on 3 more days, once the wedding's over we'll go to the Maldives for our honeymoon. Honeymoon? By then I'll already be with Sophia. Rachel this workaholic, what else does she even do besides making money? Sophia is so wonderful, gentle and lovely, and she's carrying my child. I heard his thoughts and forced myself not to show anything out of the ordinary. Daniel, about the prenuptial agreement. Baby, this is to protect our assets after marriage. Don't worry, I won't shortchange you. He kissed my forehead gently. Stupid woman, that agreement is written very clearly, after the divorce, all your assets are mine. My heart went completely cold. At that moment Sophia pushed the door open and came in, holding makeup. Rachel, let me touch up your makeup, your lip color is a little pale. She smiled sweetly. If I hadn't heard her thoughts, I would never have imagined that this seemingly harmless girl could be like that. If it weren't for the money, Rachel, I wouldn't put up with you. After you get divorced, I'll make you kneel and beg me. Thank you, Sophia. I swallowed my anger and played along with her performance. Daniel looked at us. You two are so close. Sophia, thank you for taking care of Rachel these past few days. If I weren't pregnant, we could have done it again last night. Sophia blushed. I almost threw up. So the 5 years of my feelings were just a joke to them. I'm going to the restroom. I left the fitting room and retched in the bathroom for a long time. My reflection in the mirror was pale, my eyes full of despair. Calm down, Rachel, you must stay calm. If God has given me this ability, then I will use it well. I'll make them pay. I went back to the fitting room. Daniel and Sophia were already discussing tomorrow's rehearsal. Daniel asked, Rachel, what do you think? I think it's great, I answered with a smile. But I want to go to the office first to take care of some work. You two go home. Perfect, I can go back and get cozy with Sophia. Baby, we're about to get married, you're still working. Daniel feigned displeasure. Just one last time, I promise. After seeing them off, I didn't go to the office, I went straight home. I needed to plan carefully. If they wanted a perfect wedding, then I would give them one they'd never forget. Back home, I sat on the sofa and tried to sort out my thoughts. Daniel and Sophia's relationship probably didn't develop overnight, I needed to find evidence. I remembered that Sophia had indeed been appearing around us a lot lately, under the guise of a friend. And Daniel had also been working late more often recently, claiming the company project was busy. Now that I think about it, they were all just excuses. I opened my computer and logged into our household finance account. Sure enough, Daniel's spending records over the past 3 months looked suspicious. Upscale restaurants, hotels, jewelry stores. And the timestamps all coincided with the times I was working late. I took screenshots and saved all the evidence. Then I thought of the prenuptial agreement. It was Daniel who brought it up, saying divorce rates are high these days, so it's wise to protect ourselves in advance. At the time I thought he was being considerate and signed it without reading carefully. Now that I think about it, that agreement must be flawed. I pulled the agreement out and studied it carefully. Sure enough, the terms were extremely unfavorable to me. If we divorced, not only would I get none of the assets, but even my premarital savings would have to be split with him. Meanwhile, his assets were completely protected. This man had been calculating me from the very beginning. I picked up my phone and called my lawyer friend Emily. Emily, I want to ask a legal question. What's wrong, Rachel? If a prenuptial agreement was signed under deception, is it still valid? Emily was silent for a moment. Rachel, what's going on between you and Daniel? Not that, tell me the answer. If you can prove the other party committed fraud, the agreement can be rescinded. But you need sufficient evidence. I understand, thank you. After hanging up, I began to make a plan. First, I need to gather more evidence. Second, I'm going to give them a surprise at the wedding. If they want a perfect wedding, then I'll give it to them. That evening, Daniel came back. Baby, are you done with work? He held me. Tomorrow Sophia and I are going to the hospital for a checkup. I hope Rachel doesn't find out. All taken care of. I was in his arms, listening to his inner voice. This woman is really easy to fool. Tomorrow I'll be free. Daniel, what are your plans for tomorrow? I'm hanging out with the guys tomorrow, a bachelor party, you know. Another lie. Then Sophia and I are going to the spa tomorrow, to relax a bit. Perfect, I can have some time alone with Sophia. Alright, have fun, you too. I leaned against his chest, feeling his heartbeat, listening to the filthy thoughts in his head. This man, what an actor. If I hadn't accidentally gained this ability, I probably would have been kept in the dark for the rest of my life. Daniel, I love you, I said, looking into his eyes. I love you too, baby, he replied tenderly. Love? The one I love is Sophia, you're just my cash machine. I laughed, a bright, dazzling laugh. Then let's go to bed early, we have a lot to do tomorrow. I lay in bed, listening to the steady rhythm of the man's breathing beside me. I felt no trace of sleep. Because tomorrow, the game officially begins. Early the next morning, Daniel left the house. Before he went, he put on an affectation of a farewell kiss. Today I'm going to the hospital with Sophia, I hope the baby is okay. I watched his retreating back and gave a cold snort. After 10 minutes, I left the house as well. But I didn't go to find Sophia for a spa, instead, I followed them. My car was parked in the corner of the hospital lot, watching Daniel and Sophia walk into obstetrics hand in hand. How ironic, they went to check on the baby's health, and here I was acting like a detective. An hour later they came out. Sophia's face was radiant with happiness, and Daniel looked excited too. 6 weeks. Sophia is 6 weeks pregnant, exactly when we first did it. I did a quick calculation of the dates, it was exactly the weekend I was away on my business trip. They got into the car, and I kept following them. They went to an upscale restaurant to celebrate. I sat in a corner, wearing sunglasses and a hat, watching quietly. Rachel, that stupid woman is still at home preparing the wedding, I wonder what expression she'll have when she sees our true faces tomorrow. Daniel, our baby will definitely be very smart, just like you. Sophia, after the wedding tomorrow we'll make our relationship public, I can't wait. They were all lovey-dovey over there, completely oblivious to my existence. I secretly took photos of them kissing and recorded a video. That was enough evidence for now. In the afternoon, Sophia called me. Rachel, where are you? We agreed to go to the spa together. Sorry, something urgent came up at the office. I probably won't be able to make it. That's okay, I'll just go by myself. Perfect timing, I just broke up with Daniel and I'm still smelling like him. It's not appropriate to see Rachel. Thanks for understanding. I hung up and drove to the law firm. Emily's face darkened when she saw the evidence I had brought. Rachel, this man has crossed the line. Can we annul the agreement? Absolutely, this is clearly a premeditated fraud. Then help me prepare the lawsuit documents. You've really decided? Tomorrow at the wedding I'll give them a surprise. What do you need me to do? Tomorrow bring the lawyer's letter to the wedding venue, I'll give you the signal. I went back home, Daniel was already there. Baby, did the spa feel good? I smiled and said, very nice. Sophia is so sweet. Sophia, of course, she's the woman I truly love. I asked, by the way, are you nervous about the wedding tomorrow? Of course I'm nervous. This is the most important moment of our lives. Tomorrow is the day I'm freed, how could I not be nervous? I'm nervous too, but more than that I'm excited. What are you looking forward to? I said with meaning, looking forward to seeing the surprise you didn't expect. Daniel blinked, then quickly laughed. What surprise did you prepare? Tomorrow you'll see. Hopefully it's nothing troublesome, I still have to deal with Rachel's family and friends tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it too. He held me. In his arms I felt the false warmth he gave. Last night, Daniel. Tomorrow, I'll show you what a real surprise is. On the wedding day, the sun was shining. I arrived at the hotel early and began the final preparations. The makeup artist was doing my makeup, and Sophia was helping on the side. Sophia sweetly said, Rachel, you look beautiful today. That stupid woman, after today she'll be nothing but a stray dog. I replied, thanks, you're beautiful too. As a bridesmaid, of course I have to look gorgeous, that way Daniel will love me even more when he sees me. The makeup artist praised, the bride is so lucky to have a husband and friends who love her so much. I smiled but said nothing. Just then my mother came in. Daughter, are you ready? I'm ready, Mom. My darling daughter, I hope you will be happy. My mother's heartfelt words made my nose sting. If I let her know the truth, she would surely be devastated. But I couldn't let this deception continue. Mom, promise me, no matter what happens at the wedding, you have to trust me, okay? Mom paused for a moment. What is it? It's nothing, I'm just a little nervous. Silly child, being nervous is normal. Mom hugged me. At 10 o'clock, the wedding officially began. The guests were already seated, and the venue was arranged very warmly. I stood backstage, listening to the MC introduce the bride and groom's story. 5 years ago, they met at university. What a beautiful beginning, sadly with an ugly ending. Is the bride ready? The attendant asked. I'm ready. The music swelled, and I linked arms with my father as we walked down the aisle. Seeing Daniel standing on the platform, dressed in a crisp suit, a broad smile on his face. Rachel, let's perform this one last act, tomorrow you will be nothing. I walked up to him, and my father placed my hand into his. My father said, take good care of my daughter. Daniel answered, I will, Dad. Don't worry, I'll make her lose everything. The officiant began the ceremony. Groom, do you take Rachel to be your wife, to have and to hold, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, to love and to protect, until death do you part? Daniel looked at me with deep affection. I do. I am willing to play until the last moment. Do you, the bride, take Daniel to be your lawful husband? Wait. I interrupted the officiant. The room fell silent, everyone was looking at me. Daniel looked at me, puzzled. I turned to the guests in the audience and cleared my throat. Before I answer that question, I'd like to show everyone something. I nodded to the backstage staff. The large screen showed the video shot yesterday. Footage of Daniel and Sophia kissing in the restaurant. The entire hall erupted. What does this mean? Daniel's face went pale in an instant. Sophia was even more frightened, her legs going weak. This is what I took yesterday, Daniel. Care to explain? Damn it, how did she find out? We were so careful. Rachel, let me explain. Explain what? Explain how you betrayed me? Or explain whose baby is in Sophia's belly? The room fell silent, then erupted into murmurs. Sophia's face went completely white. It's over, it's all over. Daniel tried to cover it up. Rachel. What are you talking about? Me talking nonsense? I sneered. Then do you dare to take a paternity test together with Sophia? That sentence completely shattered their psychological defenses. Daniel and Sophia exchanged a glance, desperation written in both their eyes. The guests in the pews began to whisper among themselves. Dear friends and family, I'm sorry to have you witness such a farce. I took the microphone, my voice calm and clear. This was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, but I've realized that a marriage built on deceit and betrayal is meaningless. The audience fell silent, everyone was listening to me. Daniel, are our 5 years together nothing but a joke to you? Daniel tried to argue. Rachel, it's not what you think, damn Rachel, my whole plan is ruined. Not what I think. I sneered. Then explain to me the credit card charges at upscale restaurants and hotels over these past months. I signaled the staff to play the next segment. His spending records appeared on the big screen, time, place, amount, clear at a glance. And this? I produced the asset agreement. When you had me sign this, did you tell me what it really said? Daniel's expression grew uglier by the minute. How does she know everything? According to this agreement, once we divorce, not only will I receive none of the assets, but even my premarital savings must be split with you. And your assets are completely protected. My lawyer friend Emily stood up from the back row. Miss Rachel, based on our investigation, this agreement is clearly fraudulent and can be voided. Daniel panicked completely. Rachel, we can talk privately, not here. How did this woman get so clever? Wasn't she so easy to fool before? Talk privately? I looked at him. You mean continue to deceive me? I didn't lie to you. Then what about the baby in Sophia's belly? Everyone's gaze turned to Sophia. Sophia was already a sobbing mess. Rachel, I was wrong, I really was wrong. If I'd known it would come to this, I shouldn't have taken part in the plan. I asked, when did you two start? Sophia couldn't bring herself to meet my eyes. From 3 months ago. 3 months ago? Something clicked in my mind. Was it that time I was on a business trip? Sophia nodded. A murmur of pity rose from the audience. So while I was working hard out of town, you were betraying me? Daniel finally couldn't hold back. Rachel, enough. How long are you going to keep making a scene in a place like this? This woman doesn't know how to appreciate things, she's making me lose face in front of so many people. Enough? I sneered. Do you think I don't know your plan? Divorce after the wedding, transfer all my assets to you, then marry Sophia, right? The moment those words left my mouth, the whole room erupted in shock. Because it really was their plan, and what I had just said matched it down to the tiniest detail. Daniel and Sophia stared at me in terror. How does she know our plan? We never spoke about it in front of her. Daniel stammered, how did you know? How would I know? I laughed. Because your performance was far too clumsy. Ever since you brought up signing the prenuptial agreement, something felt off. Then you started staying late at work all the time, your spending showed up as abnormal, and Sophia suddenly began acting so concerned about me. Put those clues together, wasn't the answer obvious? The truth was I had heard their thoughts, but I couldn't say that. The guests below began to murmur, this Daniel is despicable. How could a man like him deserve Rachel? Good thing she found out, or she'd have been duped. I looked at my friends in the audience supporting me, and a warm surge welled up inside. So, in answer to the MC's question just now, my response is, I paused, meeting Daniel's desperate eyes. I do not. I will not marry a liar, a betrayer, someone who hasn't even the most basic integrity. Then I took off the ring on my finger and tossed it at his feet. I declare this wedding over. As I turned to leave, Daniel suddenly grabbed my wrist. Rachel, you can't do this to me. This woman destroyed everything I had, I won't let her get away with it. What did I do to you? I shrugged off his hand. You're the one who betrayed me, you're the one who deceived me. You say our 5 years of relationship can just be tossed aside? 5 years of feelings? I stopped loving you long ago. If it weren't for your money, I would have dumped you ages ago. Hearing his inner voice, I was completely done. 5 years of feelings? Daniel, be honest with yourself, how much of those 5 years were you truly devoted to me? Daniel was left speechless by the question. At that moment Sophia walked over and took Daniel's hand. Daniel, let's go. The plan has failed now, we can only face this together. Yes, you two go. I said coldly. Remember, I'll sue to annul that prenuptial agreement, and I'll pursue your fraud to the end. Rachel, don't go too far. Daniel snapped, humiliated and furious. Go too far? I laughed. You lie about your feelings, swindle someone's assets, betray a 5-year girlfriend, none of that is going too far, but exposing the truth is? The guests in the audience voiced their support for me. Rachel is right. Men like that deserve to be exposed. Go, Rachel. Daniel looked at everyone's accusations and his face turned ashen. These people don't understand the situation, what gives them the right to blame me? What do you people know? Daniel shouted down to the crowd. There is no right or wrong in matters of the heart. Those words utterly enraged my family and friends. My father stood up. Daniel, how can you have the nerve to say that? Do you think you can make up for what my daughter has sacrificed these past 5 years? Who does this old man think he is to lecture me? If it weren't for Rachel's money, would I have tolerated them for so long? Uncle, this is between Rachel and me. Shut up, my mother stood up too. My daughter must be blind to fall for someone like you. This whole family is crazy, I've had enough of it. Alright, let's go. I told my family. Don't waste your time on people like him. As I turned to leave, I heard Daniel call from behind, Rachel, you'll regret this. You're nothing without me. Without me, can she find a better man? She's already 26, past her prime. I didn't look back, but I smiled. Nothing at all? Daniel, you'll soon see how well I'll live without you. And the two of you will pay for today's betrayal. The wedding venue was in chaos, guests buzzing about what had just happened. I changed out of my wedding dress in the lounge and into my everyday clothes. Emily walked in. Rachel, are you okay? I'm fine, better than I expected. I smiled. Thank you for your help today. It was the right thing to do, that lawsuit over the agreement. Go ahead with it. I want them to know the cost of deceit. Understood. Also, I suggest you transfer your assets as soon as possible. I've already taken care of it. Actually, I moved most of my savings to other accounts yesterday. Daniel won't be able to touch my money that easily. My parents came in, and my mother hugged me with a heartbroken look. My daughter, you've been wronged. Mom, I'm not wronged. I'm thankful I discovered the truth in time. My daughter is so excellent, she will definitely find someone better. Dad came over too. Rachel, if you need anything in the future, just say so. That Daniel, I've never liked him, and today he finally showed his true colors. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Let's go home. When I stepped out of the hotel, the sunlight was still bright. I took a deep breath and felt a lightness I had never known before. 5 years of a relationship had ended, but a new life was beginning. Daniel, Sophia, the game has only just begun. A week later, I returned to work at the company. Everyone at work knew what had happened at the wedding, but they were all very supportive of me. Rachel, you did the right thing. My colleague Lily said. Men like that deserve to be exposed. Yeah, thank goodness you found out in time, another coworker chimed in. I thanked everyone for their concern and got back to work. Work was the best medicine for me. That afternoon, the front desk receptionist Amy ran over. Rachel, someone downstairs is looking for you. Who? She says she's your friend, Sophia. I frowned. I hadn't expected her to dare come looking for me. Let her come up. A few minutes later, Sophia appeared before me. She looked much more haggard, her face pale, eyes full of remorse. Rachel, please forgive me, I really know I was wrong. I asked coldly, what is it? Sophia's eyes brimmed with tears. Rachel, I'm here to apologize. Daniel has been distant with me these past few days, I'm afraid he'll leave me. Apologize? I sneered. You think a single apology can fix this? I know I was wrong, but... But what? But I really love Daniel, I don't want to lose him. I'm carrying his child, he can't be allowed to walk away. Hearing her thoughts, I understood her true purpose. So you came to me to ask me to forgive you, so you two can be together in peace? Sophia didn't dare meet my eyes. No, You just want me not to pursue this, so Daniel won't blame you for dragging him into it, right? Sophia was caught out by my words, her face went even paler. How is she so clever? When did you tell me you both started planning all this? What plan? I don't understand. You don't understand? I stood up. Then I'll tell you, I already have all the evidence against you. Including the timing of your pregnancy, which exactly matches when Daniel cheated. And I have all of Daniel's spending records from the past few months. Sophia was completely panicked. Rachel, I'm begging you, I really know I was wrong. If she really sues, we're both finished, me and Daniel. You knew it was wrong? I stepped in front of her. Then tell me, since the first day you seduced my boyfriend, did you ever think about how I would feel? When you pretended to be my friend, did you ever consider what you were betraying? When you helped me plan the wedding, did you ever think you were actually aiding a con? With every sentence I spoke, Sophia's face grew paler. I. She couldn't get the words out. I just wanted a good life, Daniel is rich, and he's not bad looking. I don't care what kind of life you want, but you shouldn't do it this way. Rachel, I'm begging you, give me one more chance. Sophia suddenly dropped to her knees. I can leave Daniel, I can get an abortion, just don't sue us. As long as I can get through this, I'll figure things out later. I looked at Sophia kneeling on the floor, I felt no sympathy. Get up. What you're doing is useless. Everyone is equal before the law, whatever you've done, you'll have to face the consequences. Sophia looked at me in despair. Rachel, I'm begging you. Don't call my name. I don't have a friend like you. Then I walked back to my seat. Please leave my office, or I'll call security. Sophia knew pleading was pointless and could only leave in tears. Watching her walk away, I felt not an ounce of softness. Some mistakes have to be paid for. After work, I received a call from the lawyer. Rachel, good news, the petition to revoke the prenuptial agreement has been approved. Wonderful. And we've gathered more evidence, we can sue them for contract fraud. Then sue them. I hung up the phone, feeling an unprecedented lightness. Justice may be late, but it never fails to show up. 2 weeks later, the court session was held. Daniel and Sophia both showed up, they both looked haggard. If I'd known this would end up in court, I shouldn't have agreed to the plan. That was Sophia's inner voice. Rachel is ruthless, she actually intends to send us to jail. That was Daniel's inner voice. The judge examined the case thoroughly, the evidence was conclusive and the facts clear. After trial, this court finds that the defendant Daniel engaged in clear fraudulent behavior in the prenuptial agreement, rendering that agreement invalid. At the same time, the defendants Daniel and Sophia committed contract fraud and must bear the corresponding legal responsibilities. Daniel went pale. Your Honor, we can settle. The judge said sternly, "There is no settling before the law, your actions have already constituted a crime." In the end, Daniel was sentenced to 1 year in prison, suspended for 2 years, and ordered to compensate me for my financial losses. Sophia was sentenced to 6 months in prison, suspended for 1 year, because she was pregnant. Walking out of the courthouse, I felt completely relieved. Emily patted my shoulder. "Rachel, it's finally over." "Yeah, it's finally over." At that moment, Daniel hurried after me. "Rachel, do you have to be so merciless? This woman is too ruthless, we just broke up, and she actually wants to ruin my life." "Merciless?" I sneered. "You were the ones who betrayed me first, who deceived me first. I'm only making you face the consequences you deserve. We can start over." "Start over?" I looked at him. "Daniel, do you think that's possible? A man who doesn't even have the most basic honesty, a man who can deceive feelings for money, do you think there's any chance of starting over?" Daniel was left speechless by what I'd said. She's right, I really did go too far. It was the first time I'd heard his inner confession. But it was too late. "Daniel, there's no us in this life anymore. Take care of yourself." With that, I turned and walked away without looking back. Sophia's sobs came from behind me, but I didn't waver in the slightest. Some harms, once inflicted, cannot be undone. That evening, I had dinner with my parents. My mother asked with concern, "Daughter, is it all over?" "Yes, it's all over." My father asked, "So what are your plans from here?" I smiled and said, "Keep working, live well. My daughter is so outstanding, she'll surely meet someone better." My mother tentatively said, "By the way, Aunt Margaret wants to introduce a young man to you." "Mom, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. Let me rest for a while first." "All right, no rush." After dinner, I walked alone down the street. The city was ablaze with lights at night, people hurried past. Seeing couples paired off beside me, I felt no envy, only relief. Relief that I had woken up in time and hadn't kept heading further down the wrong road. Back home, I stood on the balcony and looked at the night view. The unexpected ability to read minds had shown me how complicated people's hearts are. But it also made me understand what is truly worth cherishing. Honesty, kindness, true love, these are the most precious things. 3 months later, my life had returned to complete calm. At work, I was promoted and became the company's creative director. In my personal life, I found my rhythm again. That day I was in a cafe discussing a pitch with a client when, suddenly, I heard the inner voice at the next table. "This girl is really pretty, I wonder if she has a boyfriend." I looked up, it was a well-mannered man furtively watching me. When he realized I had noticed him, his face flushed, and then he walked over. "Miss, sorry to bother you. My name is Ethan. May I get to know you?" Would she think I'm being too abrupt? I looked at his sincere expression, the voice inside me was also pure, without any malice. "Hello, my name is Rachel." "Rachel? That's a lovely name. She is really beautiful, and has a great demeanor." We talked for a while and discovered he was a doctor, a man of good character. "Rachel, if you don't mind, I'd like to take you out to dinner." I hope she'll say yes, I haven't met a girl I liked this much in a long time. "Sure." I said yes. It was my first date with someone of the opposite sex since I became single again. Ethan was a very gentlemanly man, he was attentive to my feelings the whole time. She seemed to have gone through something sorrowful, there was a faint melancholy in her eyes. "Rachel, you seem to have something on your mind?" I was taken aback for a moment, I hadn't expected him to be so perceptive. I had a few unpleasant encounters before, but it's all in the past now. "If you don't mind, could you share it with me? Maybe I can help. I want to understand her, to protect her." Looking into his sincere eyes, I felt a stir inside. This was completely different from Daniel, Ethan's concern came from the heart. "I just got out of a relationship, my ex betrayed me. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked." Ethan said apologetically. She must be in so much pain, that man is a real bastard. It's okay, I've moved on. That's good, the past is past, the future will be better. I will treat her well, I will never let her get hurt again. Hearing the promise in his heart, my spirits inexplicably lifted. Maybe I could try to start over. In the months that followed, Ethan often asked me out. He was a very patient man, he never pressured me and always looked after my feelings. She hasn't fully trusted me yet, I must take it slow. She deserves to be cherished. I will make her forget the pain she went through. The voice in his head was always so warm, and it gradually lowered my defenses. One day, we were walking by the sea. Ethan stopped and said, "Rachel, I want to say something." "What?" "I know you've been hurt before, and I know you still can't fully trust me. But I want to tell you that I'm serious. I want to protect you, take care of you, make you happy. I love her, I want to be with her for the rest of my life." Hearing the voice inside his mind, tears involuntarily fell from my eyes. "Ethan. You don't have to give me an answer right now. I can wait. As long as she's willing to give me a chance, I'll be satisfied." "Thank you." I hugged him. In that moment, I felt a long-missed warmth. Maybe I really could start again. 6 months later, Ethan and I officially became a couple. He was a very good man, gentle, considerate, and responsible. Most importantly, his inner self matched his outward appearance completely, there was no deception. That day, while we were dining at a restaurant, we ran into Daniel. He was sitting alone in a corner, looking very desolate. "Rachel actually has a new boyfriend, she seems to be doing very well." When he saw us, a complex emotion flickered in his eyes. Ethan noticed and asked, "Rachel, do you know him?" I said calmly, "An ex." "So that was the bastard, he looks so ordinary." Ethan squeezed my hand. "Don't pay him any attention." But Daniel came over. "Rachel, can we talk for a minute? I want to win her back, I'm not doing well without her." "We have nothing to talk about." I refused. "Just a few minutes, please." Ethan stood up. "Sir, please do not disturb us." The way this man protected Rachel made people feel reassured. "Who are you? What right do you have to meddle in my and Rachel's affairs?" Daniel said, displeased. The man Rachel found looked ordinary, he certainly wasn't richer than me. "I'm Rachel's boyfriend," Ethan said calmly. "Boyfriend?" Daniel looked at me. "Rachel, you already have a new boyfriend so soon? How could she forget me so quickly? After all, we were together for 5 years. Is that any of your business?" I replied coldly. "Of course we do, we what?" I cut him off. "We have no relationship anymore. Rachel, I know I was wrong before, but we can start over. Sophia has already broken up with me, I'm free now and can go back to Rachel." Hearing his thoughts made me even more certain of my choice. Start over? Daniel, you're imagining things. Why would I start over with someone who betrayed me? Besides, look, I'm fine now. I slipped my arm through Ethan's, feeling his warmth. Rachel is really happy now, I won't let anyone ruin her happiness. Ethan's inner voice put me at ease. Rachel, what can he give you? A better life? Daniel asked, unwilling to accept it. I have money, I'm better than this man. What can he give me? I laughed. Can he give me trust, give me respect, give me true love? Can you give me those things? Daniel was left speechless. Because he knew himself that he had never truly loved me. Daniel, let's leave our past behind. I'm happy now, please don't bother me anymore. Then Ethan and I left the restaurant. As we stepped out the door, Ethan asked with concern, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," I said with a smile. "Thank you for protecting me back there. It's what I should do, I'm your boyfriend. I will protect her for life, never letting anyone hurt her. Hearing his thoughts, a warm current surged through me. Ethan, I love you. I said those 3 words. Ethan paused, then held me tightly. I love you too, Rachel. She finally was willing to say those 3 words to me. I was so happy. In his arms, I felt an unprecedented sense of safety. This was real love, no deceit, no scheming, only pure feeling. 1 year later, Ethan and I were married. The wedding was simple, but warm, filled with people who truly cared about us. Completely unlike that previous farce, this ceremony was full of blessings and sincerity. Groom, do you take Rachel to be your wife? I do. Ethan looked at me with deep affection. I will love her and protect her for the rest of my life. Do you, bride, take Ethan to be your wife? I do. I answered without hesitation. This time, I meant it. When we exchanged rings, I remembered the farce from a year ago. If I hadn't accidentally gained the ability to read minds, I might really have been deceived, might have kept walking further down the wrong path. Now that I've found the person who truly loves me, my life has begun anew. After the wedding, we went to the Maldives for our honeymoon. Watching the sunset by the sea, Ethan said, Rachel, thank you for agreeing to marry me. She is the greatest fortune of my life. It's me who should be thanking you, for giving me the courage to believe in love again. Don't dwell on the past anymore, we must look to the future. I will make her forget all the pain and remember only the happiness. Let's look to the future. The sun set in the west, waves lapped gently at the shore, and I leaned against my husband's chest, feeling a calmness within. The ability to read minds revealed the complexity of people's hearts to me, but it also made me cherish sincere feelings all the more. Some people say one thing and mean another, others are consistent inside and out, treating people with sincerity. I'm very grateful to have met Ethan, and I'm also thankful I discovered Daniel's true colors in time. Honey, I love you. I love you too, wife. We will be happy for the rest of our lives. Yes, we will be happy together for the rest of our lives. Because our love is built on trust and sincerity, no deceit, no betrayal. This is what true love should look like. 2 years later, Ethan and I had our own child. A lovely daughter, we named her Joy, hoping she would always be cheerful. After becoming a mother, I cherish my life even more. Ethan is a wonderful father. After work every day he helps take care of the child. Rachel, you've worked hard. I need to shoulder more of it. Our daughter is so lovely, as beautiful as Rachel. Listening to his inner voice, I felt indescribably happy. That day, I was walking in the park with our daughter when I ran into Sophia. She was alone, pushing a stroller, looking very haggard. Is that Rachel? She has kids too, she looks so happy. I pretended not to see her and prepared to leave. But Sophia stepped forward on her own. Rachel, long time no see. Hello. I replied coldly. Is this your child? So cute. Her child is much prettier than mine. Thank you. Rachel, I want to apologize. If only I hadn't been so greedy back then. Let's not bring up the past anymore. I know I've done a lot wrong, but I really regret it. Daniel disappeared after I had the baby, and now it's very hard for me to raise the child alone. Rachel, are you doing well now? I'm all right. That's good, I've been worried that what happened back then would affect you. Actually, I'm jealous of the happiness she has now. Hearing her true thoughts, I felt even more scornful at her apology. Sophia, people have to take responsibility for their choices. Your current life is the result of choices you made. I know, I won't bother you anymore. Rachel is still so cold, not holding on to any old feelings. I didn't speak to her again, I left holding our daughter. Some people never truly reflect on their own mistakes. They only remember the people they've hurt when trouble hits them. But there's no regret medicine in the world. I went back home, Ethan had already prepared dinner. You're back? Where did you take Joy today? The park, I said simply. It seems Rachel is in a bad mood. Did something happen to her? What's wrong? You look upset. I met someone I don't like. Then don't think about her. We'll live our lives. My Rachel shouldn't let anyone affect her mood. You're right. At dinner, their daughter cooed and babbled in her cradle. Ethan played with her, and she laughed happily. Watching this warm scene, I felt an immense satisfaction inside. This is the life I want, simple, happy, real. No need for complicated schemes, no need for false feelings. Just someone who truly loves me, a warm home, and an adorable child. Husband, thank you for giving me a life like this. Silly, we're married, you don't have to say thank you. Being able to give Rachel happiness is my greatest joy. I love you. I love you too.